Welcome to SWAPP. In this video, we'll be discussing how to do standard goods receiving functionality. After successful login to menu page, click on goods receiving main menu, under which we have standard goods receiving. Select it. User will be navigated to its page where the details will be shown. The receiving date field will be by default the system date and time that populates. By clicking on this icon, user can edit it if required. Then we have a delivery note. Mention that if applicable. Then we have a scanning field where three different methods of scanning: direct scanning, manual entry, and camera scanning possible. And user can make use of any one of these methods to filter out the below table data on the basis of purchase order, item number, or a supplier ID. The table list will be showing all the pending purchase orders currently in the system. There is a column level sorting also possible here. By clicking on the column head, the sorting will be done. We even can select a purchase order from the list by clicking on the row corresponding to a purchase order. Now let's select one of the purchase order here. We'll be navigated to the details of the selected purchase order where we again have a scanner field in order to scan and select the item from the list, and a section where the details of the selected purchase order will be displayed, and a table which displays the list of items coming under the selected purchase order. Here we have only a single item, that is why only single entry here. And as you can see here, the background of this item is highlighted, which indicates that this item has the arrival inspection on. Now let's select the item. Once the item is selected, as you can see that the confirmation button is enabled. If no items were selected, it remained disabled. Click on confirm and we'll be navigated to the details of the selected item. If there were multiple items selected, user can navigate through them using the next and previous button. This particular item we selected has the pallet handling on. If it was not on, the display style of the selected item would have been different, which we'll be discussing. Here we have the purchase order, the order line number, item, its description, how much quantity to be received, how much is the quantity we are expecting per pallet, all the information will be displayed. Then we have an end delivery checkbox. If in some cases, if we want to forcefully end this particular purchase order without completion of the receival of how much is the quantity to be received, user can select it. If user want to increase the number of pallets present, how much is the quantity we specify here? As per that, the pallet numbers will be splitted, or the quantity in per pallet will be splitted. And if we increase the quantity, in some cases, if the quantity has to be increased, how much the value we increase here, the value will be shown as excess. And if we decrease the value than expected value, it will be showing as pending, which is again highlighted. In this case, we are going with the initial value of quantity. But since we have only one item here, the next button, when you click on that, we'll be seeing the summary page. And here, as I already mentioned, since the total quantity was equal to the received quantity, the end delivery checkbox will be by default selected. Then we have another important parameter, that is print parent label. It is a parameter setting in desktop application. If it is selected, then a scheduler will be taken the pallet for printing if this is selected after the successful goods receival process. Now let's click on confirm and the good is received. Now let's choose some other purchase order. Here, as we have seen in the previous example, all the details will be same except the item background is not highlighted, which indicates that it doesn't have the it doesn't have the arrival inspection on. Select it. In this case, we doesn't have this having the palette handling on, and that is why the appearance is different. Here again we can increase or decrease the quantity as required. Since we have reduced quantity than the required, this end delivery checkbox is not selected, and we can confirm. This is how we do standard goods receiving. Thank you for watching.